so that kind of already says it there. So, okay. So that was fun. I can't do my own game. Hello everyone, I'm Macy, owner and designer at Jasmine Pixel & Ink, and I create cover art for indie romance authors and stationery goods. So for this video, I thought I'd go through my TBR shelf and share with you some of the visual elements that I really liked on the covers, and then see if some of the tropes were captured on the front covers, and then I would read the back to see if any of the tropes were depicted on the front cover. So a little bit of a disclaimer here. I have a couple that are traditionally published books on this stack here that I have here, and some are indie published. It's been a while since I've actually touched these books. I'm so embarrassed. But yeah, and it's one of those, like, I think I bought like 2 of these like a year ago. Maybe not. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've actually seen these. Some of them I kind of remember what the summary says, but some of it I don't really remember. So yeah, we'll just go through this together. Okay, so book number 1 is Rebecca Archer, Staged. So, okay. Right off the bat, I can kind of tell what one of the tropes is going to be, because it literally says it right here. So it says a Cupid Psyche fake dating novella. Can you see that at the bottom? Okay, so besides that, let's just, if that was never even on there, so you can kind of see the artwork. It's basically it's a very simple minimalist photo manipulation type of cover. It looks like a lace mask and then a glass of champagne, which actually continues to the back here. So I'll read the well, okay, first of all, why don't I just kind of go over the front. So I really like minimalist design. I also love the fact that it's a beautiful dark blue color. I love the fact that the font is so big and it's just completely different compared to the other, fonts on the cover. And it's a really nice cursive type of writing. Let me read the back. So, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I need my reading glasses for this. My dad always has a saying, said, don't get old. But I'm getting up there. If I need to use my reading glasses, which I don't have. They're in the other room and I don't feel like getting them right now. So, okay. So it says, the summary here says, Alma Blake is looking for a way out of town. A talented theater actor, she's between roles and done with the way her high-powered attorney turned politician father tries to dictate her decisions. When a nightclub owner offers her a job pretending to be his girlfriend during opening weekend, she takes the opportunity. There is a catch. She can't see his face or know his last name. Will Karen knows his mother's plans is a bad one, but he's given a choice. Either he entraps her rival's daughter in a scandal, or he loses the funding for his club. He doesn't expect to fall for Alma or the lengths his mother will go through to make sure he gets the job done. It's just 3 nights. They won't fall for their own acting. Each fake kiss is leading them down a dead-end road, and when the weekend is over, Will and Alma will both be left to pick up the pieces. Okay, so first of all, I already did this wrong. Don't know my own game, apparently. So what I was supposed to do is like look at the cover. I just kind of got caught up in just like, oh, look at this. This kind of element's really cool. Basically, I'm going to kind of guess what the tropes are based on the cover, then read the blurb. But in a way, I kind of give myself a pass for this one, because the description kind of down here kind of tells me what's going on. So a Cupid Psyche, if anyone knows the mythology of Cupid Psyche, they could, Cupid told Psyche that she could never know who he is when he went to visit her. So it's kind of like a secret identity, hidden identity thing. And then fake dating novella. So that kind of already says it there. So, okay. So that was fun. I can't do my own game. Okay. Based on this, so based on this description, it looks like it is, it pretty much just clearly says that the leading female character, or main female character can't know who he is. So they got that secret hidden identity thing going on, and then the whole the fake dating option where he basically enlists her to help him out for a short period of time. Okay, so I promised to get the next one right. A part of me is thinking, should I just reshoot that? But then I thought, no, let's just keep it, because you know how it is when you're just talking with your friends and then you just realize, oh, let me backtrack for a second. Yeah, so let's just go with that. I'm kind of backtracking to correct myself, and I will do the game correctly for the next couple books. Okay, so the next book is Hat Trick by Chelsea Curto, and this is part of the DC Stars series. So, okay, so first of all, let me just kind of go through the visual cues here. So, love the font. I love fonts. I mean, if anyone's new to my channel, I love fonts. I just can't get over fonts. I mean, the funny thing is typography was my worst subject in school. And what I mean by that is because I had a graphic design teacher who would constantly make us explore different letters when it came to layout, when it came to making packaging. It was always, try this type of font, try this one, try this one, try this one. It was one of those, nothing was ever good enough, quite honestly. So when it comes to the visual cues of this cover, I think based on what I'm seeing, you've got, okay, so it does mention DC Stars series. So this looks like the uniform that the team wears. It's got like little stars and then the blue and red motif. So they work for the same team. So it looks like his leg has been amputated, and also looks like there's some skates at the lower corner of the cover. So based on her outfit, I mean, again, this is just me going off visual cues. She's got some leggings on, some athletic trainers. So it looks like it's like a trainer athlete situation going on, a little bit of forced proximity. So I'm just kind of, oh, and well, considering that they work for the same team, probably a little bit of forbidden romance as well, because, you know, most people probably should not be seeing each other if they work in very close quarters together or report to each other. All right, so back of the book. The summary says, Riley Mitchell has everything he could ever want. He's a back-to-back Stanley Cup champion, he has great friends, a fun life, and he's living out his dream of playing hockey in the NHL. Except one night, everything changes. After a car accident leaves him with an amputated right leg, he struggles with his identity. Who is he away from the ice? How is he supposed to live without the sport that means everything to him? Enter Lexi Armstrong, the DC Stars athletic trainer assigned to Riley's rehabilitation. Independent, proudly single, and a sarcastic ray of sunshine, she's determined to help Riley feel better, not just physically, but mentally too. And the friends with benefits arrangement they fall into? Definitely not part of the rehabilitation plan. It was supposed to be one night. But when just once turns into something much deeper than a romp in the bedroom, they have a decision to make. Do they fight their feelings and keep things purely physical? Or can they pull off a hat trick and find something that lasts forever? Okay, so I was not expecting the friends with benefits portion. And I can't help but notice here it said sarcastic ray of sunshine, so it means she used to be. So I wonder if that means he is. So, okay, so the next book, I actually read this author many years ago. She was mostly known for her like Western romances. She used to write for Harlequin, so it's been a while since I've read some of her stuff. But anyway, so this one is Outlaw Lake by Maisie Yates. You can see there. Oh, and I should say this is a traditionally published, from what I understand, from what it looks like here. Okay, so I really like the really bright like yellow. I wonder if it has to do with someone's personality. Yeah, I wonder if it does. And then you've got a mostly, looks like you've got really stylized drawing of a cabin and then some trees. And then you've got little icons. Well, sorry, I should mention the cowboy hat. And then there's like these little icons like leaves and flowers. Sorry, I'm not showing it correctly. I like the font usage here. It's pretty much one font that's used. And then you've got the little boat here to kind of break up between the title and the author's name. So there's that separation there. So let's read the back. True to their family name, the Wilders of historic Rustler Mountain, Oregon, have an outlaw lineage and a wild nature to match. But when it comes to love, an untamed heart might know best. Carson Wilder and Perry Bramble had been best friends forever, starting with their painful childhoods. As far as romance, Carson always knew he wasn't good enough for her. And by the time they were grown, their bond was too important to risk messing up. Now Carson is grieving the death of his wife, and like always, Perry is his rock. He can't imagine life without her, but he may have to. Perry has loved Carson since she was 7 years old. He never showed a hint of interest in her beyond friendship, but 2 decades later, he's still the most important person in her life. Maybe too important. Inspired by the diary of an ancestor who left everything behind to come west as a mail-order bride, Perry stuns Carson with a decision. She's moving to a neighboring city to expand her florist business and to find love and start a family. Carson hates the idea, but he'll do anything for Perry's happiness. He'll even help get her historic home fixed up for sale. She can stay with him in his ranch house on Outlaw Lake in the meantime. What ensues are dinners filled with laughter, dating app disasters, and Carson wondering why he'd look for another woman when the one he loves is right here. His answers may lie in the letters he finds from the man who married the mail-order bride, but can he finally gather the courage to be true to his wild heart before it's too late? So like the Western element is definitely in here, for sure. I mean, even in the title alone. But was not expecting the friends to lovers aspect. Okay, next up is Throttled by Lauren Asher. It already says here, Dirty Air Series Book 1. So the images here, you've got a racing car, a camera, and it looks like photographs of cities, probably in Europe. So if I remember correctly, this has to do with Formula One, which is mostly international. I mean, they do have a couple races here in the US, but so the use of camera and photos. So this is more of a photo manipulation type of art style for a cover. I like the texture in the back. It's really hard to tell, but it almost looks like crumpled paper. I might be wrong, but. And then the title is foiled, all in bold and caps. So you've got like a race car here and then a camera here, and then you've got photos of cities. So all this really tells me is that it's racing. The camera, I don't know if the person is a member of the press, or maybe they are a freelancer, they do photography, or maybe they're a content creator. All right, so let's read the back. Noah. Maya Altore is a sister of my teammate and my new obsession. Keeping my distance during the Formula One season should be easy, except I always find ways to see her. Press tours, pre-race rituals, sponsor events, and black tie galas. The more time we spend together, the stronger my desire grows. Sneaking around with her is one thing, but wanting more, never going to happen. She might be a distraction dressed like a daydream, but no woman is worth risking the championship title over. Or so I thought. Maya. Noah Slade is Formula One royalty and my brother's biggest rival. When I'm invited to join my sibling while he competes for the world championship, I promise to avoid Noah at all costs. 21 races, 2 drivers who hate each other, and one forbidden attraction I can't ignore. Developing feelings for Noah wasn't part of my plan. But then again, neither was anyone finding out. Turns out the man I was warned about happens to be the one I can't stay away from, even if he breaks my heart once the season comes to an end. Okay, so it's got like an enemies, or I guess more like rivals to lovers type of thing, and forbidden romance. But so there's that one. And then lastly, If You Fall by Anne Karine Quinn. No, I'm kidding. I totally read her book. I just want to go over the design. And okay, and in fairness, I didn't really do much. This is actually her illustration. So I just put some of the elements on here. But for the cover, like the look of it, the illustration is all hers. So judging by, now I have a little bit of insider information because of course I designed this, and also because our dad was in the US Navy and assigned to a carrier. So there are certain things on this cover that I know specifically already are for Navy personnel. So, but if I didn't know any of that stuff, he's in like an olive green jumpsuit with the American flag. So that would say, I should hold this up closer. So he, excuse me. So he's in an olive green jumpsuit with the American flag on his left arm, and that would indicate military. By the way, this book is out now, so you can buy it from her website. And so the summary goes like this. Odette never suspects that a single phone call would change the course of her life forever. As a result of it, she packs her things up and moves back into her childhood home to take care of her nephew. But now that she lives with her nephew, Odette often sees her nephew's uncle and her sister-in-law's older brother, Christian. Along with facing the new challenges of guardianship and familial loss, she also must face feelings that bubble up every time he looks her way. Together, Odette and Christian must navigate the ups and downs of a new life, picking up the pieces after losing loved ones and no longer being able to avoid the impacts of the past. They must find strength in themselves and possibly lean on one another to surpass the pain and uncertainty of life's challenges. If You Fall is a story about finding love and family, even when you're not looking for it. Okay, so found family is in here as well. And it looks like a bit of close proximity or forced proximity. So, okay, I want to talk about the back cover for a little bit. I didn't talk about the back covers pretty much on a lot of these other ones, but I don't know if she has said this, but the back basically features a child's drawing of an aircraft carrier. And I don't know if you can tell from this angle, but there's a little airplane on the upper corner as well. So when I was doing her cover, so when we were talking about her cover and the back cover, one of the things I mentioned was that her nephew isn't really on here. So why don't we incorporate something that kind of pays homage to him? So I said, why don't I just have him draw him? Why don't we have the back cover as if he did a drawing of the carrier that his uncles is stationed on and the aircraft that his uncle flies. So I thought that would be a really cool element to put on the back cover. All right, well that is all I have for this video. So let me know in the comments if there are any books that you bought just kind of on the cover alone, or if you really, really love the tropes. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hello everyone, I'm Macy. And then I would read the black, I cannot say this word. And I want to say blackboard for some reason.